Hi, today we're gonna have class chapter 6, the supply, demand, and government policy. So we will see the text in detail regarding uh, this by underlining. And then economist has two roles. Okay, you have two roles. Economist has the two roles here, and one as a scientist. Okay, one as a scientist. They developed the test series. Okay, test series to explain the world around them. This is one role, and as a policy advisor, they use their series to help change the world for the better. Right? Okay, these two roles is quite related, but sometimes separate. Okay, different opinions according to the positions where the economists are now, the scientist or the policy advisor. So we have a little difference, but in common, right? So as a policy advisor, they use their series, right? They use their series to have changed the world in for the better. The focus of preceding two chapters has been scientific. We have seen how supply and demand determined. We have already studied how supply and demand determine, right? The price of good, because as we have already studied, right? This, right? That's the demand and supply. This is, yes, the price, right? This is the point the price determined according to demand and supply, right? Demand and supply. We have already studied that regarding how uh, the price is determined by demand and supply. Okay, so we have seen how supply and demand determine the price of good and the quantity of good sold, right? So here is the price and then quantity. This is price and quantity, right? We have already seen this one. Okay, and okay, we have seen this one. And we have also seen how various we have many variables, right? Various events shape the supply and demand, right? This is the external variables, right? External variables, external variables. Yes, this is external variables. External variables shift the supply and demand, and theory change the equilibrium. This equilibrium is the point which meet supply and demand, right? This is equilibrium, right? This is the equilibrium which meet the price which determine price and quantity, right? Price and quantity, as you have already studied, right? Okay. Okay, the equilibrium is price and quantity. I told you again. Okay. So we have already studied this one. So the chapter offers our the first look at policy. Here we analyze various types of government policy using only the tools of supply and demand. So in this chapter, we will also use the supply and demand tool, and we will detect government policy. Okay. So we can analyze various type of government policy only using supply and demand tool, right? So because we have already taught that how we can read, the phenomenon by using demand and supply series, right? Demand and supply series. Okay, which one is bright to explain? This one? Maybe. Okay, so anyway, see that? Okay, so we will look at policy. So we will use just a tool of supply and demand, and then we will analyze various type of government policy. As you will see here, the analysis produced some surprising insight. The details, right? The insight is detailed. Insight is to see the details. To see the details, right? The insight. The fallacies often have effect. What effect? Their architecture did not intend or anticipate. Yeah. The Frana, the architecture in this world, the architect is Frana, right? Okay, the Frana. Okay, this Frana did not intend. I mean, the result of policies sometimes differ from the original intent. Okay, and then anticipate. Okay, maybe if the policy often has different impact that they have architected and anticipated might be a big influence on society and the people and citizens of them, right? So we begin by considering policy by considering the policy that directly control prices. Okay, for example, rent control law. Okay, rent control law dictate a maximum rent that landlord may change tenant. Minimum wage law dictates the lowest wage that firm may pay worker. Right? Do you understand this one? The price proing policy, right? The government can limit the price of rental fee, and also the government can limit the lowest price of wage, like this. Okay, lowest wage that the firm may pay worker, right? So this is we called price proing. Price ceiling. Okay, price proing and price ceiling, like this one, right? So we will see the impact of a price ceiling and price proing, like this. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we can detect here that the price ceiling, the impact of price ceiling and price proing. Okay, so as I explained the text here, I'll show you what it means according to the policy of price ceiling and price proing. Okay. 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 Uh, this is the panel A. This is the panel A. And this is the panel B. This is the panel A, and this is the panel B. We have two panels. Let me show you a little bigger. I need to see the bottom of this taskbar. Okay. Okay, let's see this like this. As I explained this here, price ceiling is this that is not binding. Okay, the binding price ceiling, that is a binding. What meaning of bindings? As we detect the two panels comparison, we can easily detect what meaning of binding. Okay. In panel A, this is panel A. The government imposed a price ceilings of $4. The meaning of price ceiling is not the government limit, the price limit, not to exceed, not to exceed this limit. Okay, this is a ceiling, like a ceiling of a house. Okay, ceiling, like a ceiling of a house. This is a ceiling, no more than above this ceiling. Okay, no more. The price is fixed, no more higher than $4. Okay, $4. No more than. Okay, no more than. So this is the ceiling of, like, as you can see, this is a house. Okay, this is a ceiling, right? Ceiling. No more than this, not higher than this one. So the government fix the price. Government control the price. Okay, so we call this one the price ceiling. The price ceiling. Okay, no more than this, then supplier cannot charge more than 4 for the product or for other items. Okay, in economic. So we fix the price 4, but actually, according to if according to supply and demand, if the equilibrium is established $3, this is market price. The $3 the meaning of equilibrium is none other than the price is determined by supply and demand naturally in the market, right? Naturally in the market, not arbitrary, not artificially. Okay, not compulsory. This is naturally by supply and demand. Okay, so this is required to natural price in the market. Invisible hands, magic hands make this price. So the ceiling price is meaningless. Why? Because in the market, the price is determined $3. So $4 ceiling is meaningless because the market price do not reach to up to $4. Okay, below the 4, market price is established. So in this case, even government control and government determine selling price of $4, it is meaningless because the market price is established under this selling price. Okay, so in this case, even government control by determining selling price the price of selling is usurious because the market price is established under the selling price. Okay, in this price, in this price, in this case we called not binding. This is not binding. Okay, not binding. But next to here, we will share the explanation here. In final A, the government imposes the selling price floor here, right? They decided the selling price here, though. Here, this is selling price here, though. Okay, this is selling price here, though. But this selling price is above the equilibrium price. The equilibrium price of 3 is the market price, which is naturally established without any compulsory, without any artificial arrangement, right? So this equilibrium price of 3 is a quite a natural price, naturally established by supply and demand in the market. Okay, so in this case, and then the market can reach the equilibrium of supply and demand, right? Now, by supply and demand, right? The market reached the equilibrium. This is the price of market price. This is market price, right? This is very natural price. This is quite ideal price, right? Okay, so by supply and demand, the equilibrium quantity supply and quantity demand both equal. So this is price by equilibrium, and this is quantity corresponding to 100 cones. This is cones regarding the ice cream cones, right? Ice cream cones. Okay, it reached, right? It reached 100 cones here. Okay, so in this circumstance, where equilibrium reached to $3, okay, then corresponding quantity of product of ice cream cone in this case is 100. So the 100 supply and demand, and the price corresponding is $3 here, okay? And then in this case, because of the price of market is naturally established up to 3, and this is lower price than selling price, which is determined by government. So in this case, there is no binding, there's no problems at all. And then the price of selling is meaningless. I told you several times regarding this, okay? And let's see the next panel B. The panel B, the government imposed the price ceiling $2. Okay, this is quite different. Then market price, this time in panel B, the market price is $3. This price is quite a natural price, right? Natural price. But differ from panel A. In case of panel A, the selling price was 4, but in case of panel B, in this time is different. The selling price, the meaning of selling price is limitations of the price of suppliers, right? Is lower, down to $2. This is different situations. Okay, in this case, we might have some binding. What kind of things can happen here, right? Look at this, that. Okay, differ from, as I told you several times, panel A, panel B, selling price is lowering and lower and down to $2. Then the market price in this time is higher than selling price. then this market price is higher than this price. Even this is market price $3. Supplier cannot charge this because the government compare not to exceed $2 as a selling price. Okay? Then look at that. What can happen then? Then the supply should be down to $2. Then supply line here will be draw back to $2 right here. Okay? Then this might be a supply quantity, right? Then quantity from 10, 100 ice cream cone down to 75. 25 ice cream supply will be shortage, will be reduced. Okay? Because this one was 100 was comparing to Fenway, this is original situations, and 100 was equilibrium, the quantity, okay, corresponding to $3. But as the government determined the limitations of price down to $2, then supplier cannot charge, so they will reduce their profit too. So as much as they reduce their profit, they will reduce their production's quantity too, right? So the quantity supplying will be reduced up to $2, and the corresponding quantity is 75. This figure is reduced as much as the 25 quantity from 100, because 100 was equilibrium. Okay, so also look at this then. Okay, here, and then this, as the price down, more demand, right? So we will follow down this one. We will follow this line. Then as we followed supply round down, we also follow this demand line. This is very natural economic theory, okay? As the price goes down, the supply will be reduced and demand will increase, okay? Because as the price down, the purchasing power of an economic entity, the purchase desire will be increased because the price of product is down. Okay, so they want more ice cream cone. Okay, the demand. Want more ice cream cone, then they will follow down this and up to $2. Then might be this is increase of quantity, right? Then contrary to supply, demand increase as much as to 25. Then 125 quantity is the demand of a purchase. Then what can happen then? From original 100, supply reduced, demand increased here, right? Then the gap between these two variations will be shortage of the product. Then the shortage, this one is 50 shortage. Okay? Understand this one? Okay. So here we will see that here that the V in penalty government imposed the price ceiling of 2 because the price ceiling is below the equilibrium. Below the equilibrium, right? The equilibrium is 3. The equilibrium means the market price, right? The market price. The equilibrium is 3, but price ceiling price is below the equilibrium. So supplier should follow the supply line up to 2, meaning that supplier will reduce the productions because they are not profitable. Okay? Because of the compulsory pricing limit. Okay? And then also, at the same time, the desire for purchase will be increased because of the price down. They want to buy more product because the price is down and they can buy more product with the same money, right? Okay, so the difference between the gap between from origin, the supply and demand is a shortage. What is the meaning of shortage? The shortage, which is gap between supply and demand. Okay, so in the market, the product will be rare, shortage. So product will be in one top. Okay, understand this one. So this is the impact. This might be a negative impact, right, of a price selling. Understand this one. So once government impose price ceiling in the market, this kind of phenomenon, which is not anticipated, can be happen. Okay, can be happen. This kind of phenomenon in the market can be happen. Okay, so you have to carefully watch whether the price ceiling of the government can occur negative or positive effect in the market. Okay, so in this case we called the binding. In this case we called not binding. Okay, binding and not binding. Okay, then we might see the next and see more. Okay, I'll delete this one. Oh, sorry about this. I have to, let me show. So we will check the explanations for this phenomenon. Then we can see together this one. Let's see that. Okay. Okay, here. As you know, I explained that there is okay, the ice cream cone, and then 50 people who want to buy the ice cream at the price are unable to do so. But okay, there is the shortage, right? Because of the 50 shortage of ice cream cone, then 50 people cannot buy, okay, the ice cream cone, right? And then in response to this shortage, some merchant mechanism for the ice cream cone, rationing the ice cream cone will be naturally developed. The mechanism could be a long run because they are in shortage of 50. Okay, so they have to wait with the long line, right? With the long line, because of shortage, right? The long line, right? Wait line at to get cone, but these unwilling to wait somebody will be wait, right, to buy because of in shortage 50, but some do not want. Okay, some do not want. So unwilling to wait to do so. Uh, so alternatively, the sellers could ration ice cream cone according to their own personal bias. So even there is a people line up to buy uh, ice cream because of a 50 shortage, but some do not want. In this case, in this case, uh, something can happen in the market, right? Okay, because in this case, the seller will sell the ice cream, will sell the ice cream according to his appetite. Here, the seller could ration ice cream cone according to their own personal bias, sharing them only to friends, relatives, or members of their own racial even, or ethnic groups according to their personal appetite. Then this might be can happen in big society. Okay? Then this one will make a big bad influence on society if the seller decide to do this. Understand? So this is the wrongdoing, and this is the bad side effect of wrong economic policy, right? Unfair, right? Unfair happen. Okay, even waiting in a long line is a failure. Then to distributor according to their personal appetite. Okay, according to sellers is waiting a long line to buy ice cream cone in shortage is a better is a fairer than distributing according to sellers personal bias. Okay, in case of personal buyers, the product will be distributed according to their appetite to their friends, relatives, and members of their own even race or ethnic group. Okay? In this case, what can happen in society? By a long economic policy, right? Notice that even though the price ceiling is motivated by a desire to help a buyer of ice cream, okay, the reason why government impose price ceiling, okay, price ceiling, the reason why price ceiling up to the market price is 3, but the price ceiling down to $2. Original intentions to do this is to make the full people to buy more ice cream. It was very good intentions, but eventually the result is worse than anticipated, right? Because in this case, the ice cream is not distributed even to 4 people. Instead, the ice cream is distributed according to seller's bias. Okay? Then more discriminations. Okay? Bad side effect. Understand? Okay. The original intention for the policy of price ceiling was to intend to distribute more ice cream to a poor people, to more people, but contrary, the consequence was contrary to a certain people. Uneven, unfair distribution can be happen. Okay, this is the side effect of long government policy, economic policy like this. Okay, we can see more. I believe you can easily detect and understanding the paragraph expressed of funnel A and funnel B. Okay. Notice that even though the price ceiling was motivated by a desire, what desire? To help buyers of ice cream, to make the buyers purchase lower price and more ice creams, right? Not all buyers benefit from, the policy. Some buyers do get to pay a lower price, though they may have to wait in line to do so, but other buyers can get any ice cream at all. Okay? Because of shortage. Okay? The us express that in this policy, there might be various phenomenon can happen. Number one, the people waiting a long line can purchase a lower price with a lower price. Okay, this is benefit of this policy. But the thing we have to know is eventually, obviously, we have a 50 ice cream shortage. So someone 50 people cannot buy ice cream. Okay, obviously, because there was a shortage between supply and demand. 125 people want to buy, but the supply quantity is only 75. Then somebody, 50 people cannot buy. And worst effect is that even, according to the seller's buyers, even the friends, relatives, the ethnic group, like this, racial group, ice cream is distributed to this kind of people unfairly. Okay? So there is three phenomena we can expect by what? By price ceiling. Okay? Price ceiling. Okay, so see more. So this is the explanation regarding that. The some buyer do get to pay a lower price, right? Although they may have to wait in line to do so. But if they are line up to buy that, they can buy with a lower price. But other buyers cannot get any ice cream at all, right? And because the shortage. 50 shortage is obvious. So 50 people cannot buy, obviously. 2. This example in the market for ice cream shows a general result. What result? When government imposes a binding price, this is the binding price. The binding price is the fixed price, the selling price on the competitive market. Market is competitive. This is very quite natural. Among the competitive equilibrium is established, but price ceiling is a compulsory price, okay, imposed by government. A shortage of the good price and the seller must lotions the scale good among the large amount of a potential buyer, because as I explained, 50 is in shortage. This expression is that meaning. Okay. Okay. The nationing mechanism, the nationing means the ideal mechanism that developed the underprice ceilings are rare desirable. It's rarely desirable. It's not desirable. Okay, rarely desirable. Okay, long lines are inefficient because they waste buyers' time, right? This is the opportunity time. Okay, also discriminations according to sellers bias is both ineffective, inefficient, because the good does not necessarily go to the buyer who values it most highly, and potentially unfair, right? Potentially unfair. I told you unfair. By contrast, the nationing mechanism in a pre-competitive market is both efficient and impersonal, right? Impersonal. Should not impersonal. When the market ice cream reaches equilibrium, anyone who wants to pay the market price can get a cone, right? Okay. Pre-market ration good with the price. Okay, this is the explanations phenomenon which can happen by price ceilings. Okay, if I summarize this one again, okay, once the policymakers' original intention will be positive, was very good, right? Not biased. Was we don't think no one think that the original intentions of economic policymakers was a bias. Must be good to distributor. Okay, lower price to a poor people or to a more people, because the price is getting higher, so government needed to control the price. But eventually, differ from original intentions. Eventually, the consequences was different. Why? Because of the side effect. We can expect the three phenomena. Number one, as the economic policy intended, some people can purchase even they spend their opportunity cost and the line, they can purchase lower price. Okay. In this case, we have to problem with waiting time. But if you ignore that, if I just focused on the price, there might be some benefit to quite limited buyers. Okay. The second consequences we can expect it here, which are not expected, which can happen here, is that obviously, as much as the price shortage, in this case the 50 people cannot buy ice cream at all. Okay? And the third phenomenon is that distribution is done unfair, not reasoning. because sellers can distribute according to his bias. The bias means that to his friends, families, even ethnic groups, racial groups, and even the satisfaction of these buyers is not as much as the satisfaction of a real purchase, because this kind of distributions is according to seller's bias. Okay, so this is three phenomena which can happen by price selling and competitive market, rationing market. Okay, so with the example of we have explained that we have reviewed up to now, we can easily detect that economic policy, even it has good intentions, but we should expect the side effect. Okay, this is very good implications of these examples. Okay, okay, good. Now we will see next price flooring. What can happen when government impose this time price flooring? Okay,